Mr. DJ Rose, Vert Cheesy, and C's. Welcome you to the No More Black Tears podcast.
Black tears that's heaven sent. Barack the first black president. I love my black skin. I love walking in black excellence. Black power, let's represent. All black, that's evident. I'm sure MLK and Malcolm X both didn't die for the hell of it. Strap your seatbelt, go and settle land. What makes you think that we would sell our land? We wouldn't sell our land. What makes you think that we would go ahead and try to sell out then? No more black tears, black on black kids. Love us as is, love with passion. Paying black bills, learning black skills, making black meals. Black is backing. Big shout out to Fred Hampton. I'm black and proud like I'm James Brown, but I ain't doing no acting. My people here from the motherland. This podcast now active.
No More Black Tears Radio. No More Black Tears Radio. We out of traffic, man. We at the next light. Mr. DJ Rose and Vert Cheesy. What's going on, man?
Sure, what's up, everyone, man? It's been a great weekend, man. Just getting the week going right now. Just getting the week started.
Yeah, man. So it's been a quick week. It's been a good week so far. Still early in the week, but what's been going on this weekend since last week?
But people been going clubbing to the bars and stuff, and I saw an interesting video, Rose, about someone asking why is black nightlife so expensive, and he went into detail about how he went to a black establishment, had to pay for parking, pay to get in, pay like what was it, $25 for a drink, old fashioned,
probably about 20,
then
close to 20.
Then paid a lot. Then paid a lot of money to eat. He was like over $100 before the night was over. Then the next night he went out with his white homeboy. It was free to park, free to get in. The same drink only cost him like $6-8. So why you think it's so expensive for black people to go out to black owned establishments, man?
That is a magic question. People trying to come up, maybe, or I guess social media make it seem like if my bar doesn't cost a lot, then it ain't happening. Maybe, I don't know.
Facts.
But or maybe they're just trying to get back there from their back end or something. I don't know why, but it is like that all the time. Even with restaurants with food.
Yeah, man. A lot of the more popular black restaurants, like you go to Atlanta, man. For some simple shit, man, maybe some pancakes, some eggs, and a bowl of grits, man, you probably gonna pay like $25 or something, man, versus going to IHOP and you can get that split decision for what, $12.95, something like that.
Yeah, so, or Waffle House, you can go there and get some and get something for $15. But if you go to like a brunch spot, I don't normally go to brunch spots, so I don't really know what their prices are here compared to in a bigger city. I know we've been to a couple of them, but usually when we go, somebody usually just takes the whole tab. So I don't really remember how much it was. So
I mean, depending on the city and the spot we go to, man, it can be reasonable. But especially like in Atlanta, I don't really like going to brunch in Atlanta because like it's going to cost you a nice little penny to eat something simple and to probably just have a couple drinks, man. Especially to have a mimosa. Like the champagne they're gonna use is gonna typically be like a cheap version of champagne.
It could be that brute, brute. So
exactly.
Nasty.
And they're gonna overcharge you for that anyway. So, I mean, I think it's kind of hint to what you said, man. I think social media plays a part in it. I think in black culture, the music we listen to kind of play a part of it because you listen to the music, it's talking about like spending a lot of money and stuff like that, as well as we talked about it on previous episodes about the club atmosphere, about the section and bottle wars.
Yeah.
Like going to the club at one point in time, you just went to the club to dance. Now you go to clubs, you see all these couches, they got bottle girls, and they're trying to push you to get a section, push you to get a bottle, because they want small time people. I hate to say it this way, word this way, they want small time people to feel like they big time, if that makes sense.
Yeah, and it's crazy because even here, you got to pay to sit down in some establishments. Like,
oh yeah, man. Like no disrespect, Miami Vice and Oak. Just to go in there on a regular day, normally you got to pay just to sit down. Otherwise, you stand up the whole time at a lot of these spots.
Yeah, so I can understand you paying to get a section, but just to sit down and it don't come with nothing. So, because I don't do that. Cause I don't even go out to a lot of these places anymore. So do these, when you have to pay to sit down, do they come with a bottle?
Nah. Me and C's last year, we went to Oak, man, on a Wednesday it was a Friday, just to chill, just to see how the atmosphere was. And it was $80 just for us to get a little area to sit down in, man.
Mm.
So that was $40 a piece right there. It ain't come with nothing. We then decided to get a bottle. It was like $180 for a bottle. All we got was, I think, a bottle of like some type of tequila. I can't remember what tequila it was because they didn't even have that many options. But it wasn't Don Julio or nothing. It might have been Jose Cuervo. I'm not even gonna lie to you, man. And then he spent like $40 on a hookah.
Mm.
And I know he was really upset about that because he's used to going to spots in Atlanta and hookah only being like $25, maybe $30.
Mm.
So just for us to just do that little activity we did there, it ran us a nice little bit, man. It also goes to the point that you were saying, people are just trying to put out an image out there. So it's almost like if we're not charging this much for this and that, then maybe the club is not. People gonna think the club is more popping if they feel like it's more exclusive to get in.
Yeah,
like it,
But everybody can get in as long as you pay your money. But when I get in there, I don't expect for you to be raping my pockets, though.
Yeah, man. But if it was easy for everybody to get a section, and maybe the club owners,
getting a section, that's
maybe
different.
The club owners feel like, yeah, man, they probably would think this ain't really it right here. But I ain't gonna lie, when I be looking online to the spots in the city, man, I be following some of these bottle girls, man, and the spots be empty most of the time.
Yeah.
Like they be posting online, begging people to pull up and throw money on them and stuff like that. And I'm like, shoot, half the time, man, I'll see their homegirls just throwing money on them. And I'm like, damn, bro, like it's really that bad. Like I personally, when I was younger, I used to like going out because especially when I was younger in the city, you didn't have to pay a fee to get in most of the clubs. So you could really like club hop, bar hop or whatever. The drinks was reasonable. I know when me and C's went out after the award ceremony, we went to a white establishment. I got me a Long Island, cost me $6. Mm. So then, my homegirl Jess, aka Honey, she wanted us to pull up at a spot called the Pub, Pedal Pub.
Okay.
We went there. It was $20 for both of us to get in. Now the bar I just went to, like the little
10
bar,
or 10 a piece or
40. It was 40.
Okay.
Now the spot I just went to get the little drink, it was free for me to walk in now.
Mm-hmm.
I paid $6 for the Long Island. I'm already $20 into this shit. So then I'm like, okay, cool. So she want us to buy her a shot because it's her birthday. So I get her a shot, I get me a shot, I get him a shot. All we got was I got Crown Peach. He got Crown Peach, and she got, I think, maybe Don Julio. Mm. Man, that shit was damn near $60.
Okay, wow.
For me to just get us 3 shots. Like, no mixed drinks, none of that shit, just 3 shots.
Yeah, that's wild.
Like, when I saw that shit, I was like, yeah, fuck this, man. And then we was walking around the motherfucker, man, the hookah in there was $45.
Wow.
Because C saw they had hookah, and C is big into hookah. That was $45. Then, we both, I think we've been to Dr. Unc's before. So, Dr. Unc's got the freeze drinks. Like the slushies.
The slushies.
Man, do you know how much they slushie was? For a small, it was $9.
Mm.
For a medium, it was $13. And for a large, it was $18.
Did you get to take the large cup on? Like, was it like a souvenir cup?
Man, bro, the large cup was probably the size of that cup right there that you sipping out of right now, man. If that big, bro. It was really one of them clear plastic cups you get.
Oh, okay.
And it was probably a little bit smaller than that. That was the large, man.
Yeah, because I know like at in Savannah on the river, you know what I'm saying, they got what's that place called when you get the slushies there? You ever been there before?
Wet and Willie?
Wet Willie's. Yeah. And they got all the different kind of flavors. But they're pretty expensive too, but you can get souvenir cups and all kind of other stuff.
Spots like that is different when it's like a souvenir cup, like a cup I can literally take home and reuse over and over, and it's like a gimmick cup. But for you to just give me like basically the equivalent of a solo cup, and you charging me basically $18 for a drink, Man, it's wild, man. And it's one of the reasons why, man, a lot of people, man, especially older people, don't want to even step out to these establishments.
That's why I don't never go nowhere.
Like
I can do all that stuff out here.
Exactly. It's just cheaper to say, hey man, let's go half on a bottle of Don Julio. That's $30 a piece. Let's just go to the spot, listen to our own music, and let's just go and chill. Versus we go to this spot, especially, no offense, man. You know, we try to support some of these black businesses, but there's a difference between a black business and a black hustle. Because it really seems like some of these motherfuckers be just hustling niggas, man. You know, and we go to the spot and you charging me $15 for a shot, and I'm like, what the fuck is the $15 for, man? Like, you only paid like what, $60 for the bottle, and in some cases you only paid $30 for the bottle, and you charging me $12, $14 just for one little shot. And then some of these spots ain't even doing what they did when I was younger. You know, you used to be able to get like a double shot, and let's say if it was $7, they'll be like, okay, if you get a double shot right now, instead of it being 14, it'll be only 10. Like, we're gonna take off for the fact that you ordering a double. Do you know I've been to some of these places like lately, bro? Say, hey man, so how much is a double shot? And they'll tell me 14. I'm like, bro, how much is a regular shot? Like 7. I'm like, so you don't do the little like take $3 off or whatever because I'm doing the double right now. So I might just come back and get my second shot later then.
Yeah. Yeah, but that's one thing I don't understand. But people still do it just so they can be on Instagram saying I was there. I was here.
That's the wild part, man. You know, it's crazy because you and me talk about this too. We talk about like times we be chilling, and it'll be girls we know, and they love being in these clubs, and they love posting these pictures and stuff like that. And it's like, yo, man, we could just throw a little house party or whatever, man, and probably have more fun, and y'all would save money. Man, I remember it was one weekend we threw a house party, and I knew some people that still wanted to go to the club, even though like the liquor and stuff was gonna be free and it was gonna be food and stuff. And I'm like, can't be me, dog. Can't be me, man. Can't be me. I can't just be like, I'm gonna go to these people's club and pay $20 to get in the motherfucker half the time, just to make it seem like I'm singing.
Yeah, or you could have came to somebody's place that you know, paid $10 or brought a bottle for the house, listen to better DJ perform, drink better liquor, and be in peace and quiet and be safe somewhere.
And this the crazy part, man. I be thinking about,
you got to worry about nobody busting you over the head, money wise or bottle wise.
Hey man, people being mad because you got some $200 glasses, so they want to take it from you, man. I remember telling MGH this. Man, y'all can have them clubs, man. I go to the clubs where the women get naked, man. If I'm going to pay $20 to go in someone's establishment, man, I'm going to the strip club, dog.
Yeah.
Because at least I know when I go there, like my $20 is going to go a long way, man. Because I'm already going to see everything I want to see and immediately have a good time.
Yeah, you're going to be entertained.
Exactly. Versus I'm paying $20, to just say what's up to these people I don't know in the city? These same people that I probably walk by them in the grocery store and I ain't speak to them, man. Yeah, shit is wild, man. But like I said, man, I think most of it is in our community, in the Black community, we just like to be seen. We like to be heard. We like to be flashy. And that's what going to the club and these experiences do for you. And a lot of us, bro, let's just be real, a lot of us just ain't good business minds. You know, because if you got a mind for business, you know how to charge stuff to still make a profit, you know, versus like if you don't have a good business mind, you might overcharge for some shit and not really understanding that you barely making a profit because you're not getting as many customers as you could. Like quick analogy before we move on. So we both, you know, played Madden back in the day. So, you know, Madden used to have a ownership mode. Like they had the GM mode where you could be the GM, the owner mode where you could be the owner, and the coach mode where you could be the coach. In the owner mode, you can set the price for the tickets, the concessions and stuff. And something I learned, and I was only 14 playing the game. If you jack all the prices too high, guess what happens? You don't make no profit. Because the fans don't come to the games.
Yeah.
If you make it too low, you barely make a profit. Because even if the stadium full, like your expenses is so much you're not making. So you got to find that sweet spot.
Yeah.
Where it's like, okay, it costs me $2. It cost me $1.50 to sell this hot dog. Okay, instead of charging $7 for the hot dog, I might charge $3.25. Like it's smaller things like that. And in our community, we're just not taught a lot of skills from credit, housing, but getting a mortgage, and all that stuff. And a lot of us just really ain't taught like to have a business mind. Like our mindset is, hey man, it costs $20. It costs me $10 to make this meal. I'm gonna charge $45 for it or whatever. Instead of thinking to myself, in the community I'm in, can people afford to pay that much for a meal? Because that's another thing a lot of people don't take into mind. Is like, hey, we're not in Atlanta, we're not in Houston, we're not in Miami. When you in some of these smaller cities, even though Augusta is a medium city, like, does the regular person, when they go out to the bar for a drink, can they afford to spend $20 on a cocktail? Versus when you in Vegas, it's a tourist city, so guess what? They can afford to spend $20 on a cocktail. Like you got to kind of figure that part out too. And I think that's another thing that we are behind when it comes to some of our counterparts like Asian people, Indian people, and even like white people. Like they're very good at when you go to their spots. Like you said it last episode, man. How many times you see lunch specials, especially when you go to the Asian restaurant, you see nothing but lunch specials. Like a meal that normally might cost $12 during lunchtime, it costs $7.95.
Yeah. Like when we went to Veracruz for lunch the other day, and the lady brought my check back, and it was $4.33.
You was stunned, nigga.
And I'm like, what?
You thought you was robbing them people.
I was like, what? I was like, what? How much yours was? And he was like, mine $20, but I got this big old margarita. And I'm like, she wrote $4.33 on my ticket. Like, this can't be right.
And what happened? We went doing when? Lunchtime.
It was lunchtime. And I was like, $4.33? And I was like, I had a whole meal. And I'm like, hold on now. So I asked her, I was like, how much was mine? And she's like, oh, $4.33.
But guess what? You do them lunch specials because when people take their work break, like someone like you, for example, who gets a lunch break, instead of you saying, I'm just going to make me a peanut butter jelly sandwich for lunch, if you know that there's a spot you can go to where you can pay $5 to $10 for a lunch, you might say, fuck it, I'll go get lunch at this restaurant. Because some of these places look at it like, we're not going to really make too much money during lunchtime because people are at work. They don't really have a lot of time to really get lunch. So, like, what's a way that we can ensure that we get a lot of people to come here? And you give people them specials, man. Hey, man, it's a wrap.
Yeah, so for lunch, it costs $4.33.
Oh, you can't beat that, nigga.
And the hoes is talking about $30 ain't enough. Man, I forgot all about that last week.
Hey, man, bro, you could have got you a shot that was like $10, $12, and still had some money left over if someone gave you $30, bro.
Yeah.
So, moving on to TNT, man.
Dynamite.
So, we got some sad news, man. The great Angie Stone passed away this past weekend. It was reported that she was in a car accident. Apparently, she had just performed the night before. And from what I saw online, she was actually supposed to perform at the halftime of a basketball game, from what I saw, but she passed away from the car accident. Yeah, I got tears, man. Because Angie Stone is someone that I love her music. Me and C's, we talk about neo soul a lot, and she's a great neo soul artist, man. I know when I was talking to Kay, she was talking about how I guess people have been criticizing, and I didn't know this because I don't keep up with like pop culture stuff, but Kay was talking about how for years people have been criticizing her because they was like she was kind of overweight, dark skinned. They didn't think she was beautiful enough to be with a man like D'Angelo.
People were surprised when they found that out.
Yeah, man. But I mean, it's just one of those things, man. You never know, man. But that's even dope, though, man. Because D'Angelo makes a lot of good music. So the fact that they even had a kid together, that's just dope right there, man. Angie Stone, man. Like, I ain't gonna lie. Over the weekend, I listened to a couple of hit songs, man. After I heard the news, man. So, rest in peace, man. And that beautiful music is gonna, live on.
Yeah, I got tears. See, it's a sad situation because when I seen that she passed away, I thought maybe it was a sickness or anything, but from a car accident, that means her life got taken earlier than what she expected or her family expected, and that was just just sad. She just performed. She's in Alabama, going to somewhere else, just trying to make a living, make some money, and then tragedy happens. So man, yeah, I got tears for her.
So moving on to the sports world. So Deebo Samuel got traded from the 49ers to the Commanders. I want to say they gave what was it, a third round pick?
Fifth round
A
pick.
fifth round pick for him. Yeah, man. I mean, I ain't got no tears, man, because the trade, I kept trying to make it make sense, to be honest. And for the 49ers, I understand you just feel like, hey, man, we done ran our course. We got to get cheaper because let's just be real. The 49ers, we talked about how stacked the Eagles was this year. The 49ers been the Eagles the last 5 years.
Yeah.
With as stacked as they roster been, you know, and that just shows you still need that nigga pulling the trigger. Shout out to my boy Jalen Hurts to try to get the job done against that boy Pat. Because, hey, the 49ers had 2 opportunities to get Pat. They lost twice. Jalen said, hey, man, I ain't going to miss again. But that team was just going to get too expensive, man. You got Trent Williams. You got all them defensive players. You got all them offensive talent. Deebo, I didn't think he was the best receiver on the team. I thought Brandon was the best receiver on the team. So it makes sense for them. I'm surprised that all they could get for him is a fifth rounder because he still is Deebo Samuel. Like, he got a name.
Yeah.
As far as the Commanders go, I just thought that a team that was closer to winning was going to trade for him. Like, I like what they're doing there, but I don't know if they was a Deebo Samuel away from winning. Like, if the Bills would have made a trade, I would have been like, damn, that's a good trade for them because, you know what, Deebo might be the difference. If the Ravens would have got him, I would have been like, that's perfect, man, because he's tough, he's gritty, man. Like, it would have reminded me when Steve Smith went to the Ravens a couple, back in the day. Like, it would have been a perfect fit. But to me, that's not going to be the difference maker. I would have rather used that fifth round pick on a young player to develop my roster. But Deebo, this is just a chance for you to show, can you still be that guy? Can you produce? And is it Kyle Shanahan's system? Because I didn't know this. He's only had one season over 1,000 yards. That was the year he went all pro, and he had like 1,400 yards, receiving. Besides that, he's had seasons where he's combined for 1,000 yards rushing and receiving, but most of his seasons he's had between 600 to 800 yards receiving. And for you to be potentially my number one receiver, maybe my number two, and let's just be honest, even though McLaurin is going to be the number one receiver on that team, for the people that know ball, going into a lot of games, people is going to expect Deebo to be the number one because Deebo's just got a bigger name, and it's not even close. McLaurin's just a better receiver. So hopefully he sees coverage that's, favorable to him, and he can help Jaden Daniels out. And maybe Jaden Daniels proves that he's just such a great quarterback that he can make Deebo look better than what Brock Purdy was doing. So, yeah, but I don't have no tears, man, because I don't think this really helps either team significantly.
Yeah, I ain't got no tears either. Deebo, good player, good, strong player, but 49ers messed up. They messed around and paid Brandon Ayuk, and he showed them what he was worth. Nothing. Been hurt. He was hurt all season. He held out, and then when he did play, he didn't show up. Dropped a lot of balls. I was disappointed in him because people made it seem like, oh yeah, he's going to show up. He's going to make him seem like, yeah, thank you for paying me. But I remember saying this at the beginning of last year. I was like, he's played decent, but he hasn't played enough for me to pay him all the money. And I said, so I hope he does good. And then what he did, stunk up the place. But hopefully he comes back from his injuries from last year and he comes back strong, hopefully. So that's the reason why they traded Deebo, because it's like, we can't pay everybody because you got to. I think they're trying to pay Brock Purdy too now.
Got to pay Brock Purdy.
So it's just over with them for them. But staying in football, you see that the Jets released Adams today.
Oh, that's official.
Yeah.
See, and that's the reason why trading for Deebo to me doesn't make sense, because if I'm the Commanders, I'd rather have Adams. And it's almost like toothpaste. When you get to that last little bit and you squeeze whatever you can out, I'd rather squeeze whatever left of Adams' career out over what Deebo got. Because at Deebo's best, he's not a great receiver. He's a great playmaker, but he's not a great receiver. Like, I think the Adams can still go.
Mm-hmm. So, And today was also the last day to franchise your players. I didn't hear a lot of big names get franchised other than T. Higgins.
Yeah, T. Higgins got franchised.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think no one else would have got franchised like that.
Yeah, so but the start of free agency is next week.
Yeah, and we definitely will be covering that. So y'all tune in next week. We're gonna definitely cover a lot of the free agency moves and where we expect players to go and who we think can make a big impact in different areas.
Yeah, so
man, hey, staying in the football world, like you said though, man, Jimmy Johnson retired from Fox Sports, man. Yeah, man, I got huge tears, man. You know, my brother and MGH, you know, I'm a big historian and I love sports. And one thing I do is I like to study the history of sports. So what Jimmy Johnson did in college, you know, for him to make the Hall of Fame as a college coach, the Hall of Fame as an NFL coach, the Hall of Fame as a broadcaster, that's amazing that he did that. I heard stories about everything he did in the NFL as a head coach, but it's going to be weird because I don't want to compare him to John Madden, but it's going to be weird not being able to wake up Sunday morning and listen to Jimmy Johnson talk about the game. It's going to be weird, you know, at the end of the day when the crew gets together and they're talking about the game and not have Jimmy Johnson, because Jimmy Johnson, like he can talk about the game. But one thing I want to say about Jimmy Johnson, before I give you the rose, I always broke down coaches, and you know, me playing football in high school, I always broke down coaches in basically two categories. Someone that's a strategist, so like someone like Bill Belichick, Andy Reid, Kyle Shanahan, you know, coaches that just know how to put the X's and O's together. And then I just looked at motivators or, you know, player-friendly coaches. Someone like Mike Tomlin, someone like Tony Dungy, and Jimmy Johnson is definitely in that boat. Because you can motivate through love, you can motivate through fear, you can motivate with your words, you can motivate with your actions. When you watch the documentaries on the 90s Cowboys teams and you hear the stories of how the last 10 years he done went to some of these teams in preseason and training camp and talked to them, and some of these players say, yeah, man, that man had us ready to play. Like, I think that's something that we don't, like, unlike other sports, we don't understand how important that is in football. To have somebody that can get you ready to play. Because everybody don't have that in them to just be ready to play all the time. And football being such a physical sport, if I can get you to play harder, play more physical, like I can give my team an edge. And that's something Jimmy Johnson definitely was great at, man. So, man, hey, shout out to him. Great career. I'm going to miss him as Fox, but I'm going to say this right here. Fox is doing a great thing. They got a lot of young talent coming into Fox that's doing a great job. Is Greg Olsen part of Fox?
Yeah.
Like Greg Olsen, I know some people give him slack, but I like Greg Olsen way better than Tom Brady. So, you know, and Tony Romo's with CBS though. So yeah. maybe Fox will throw him a bag. But Fox got a lot of people that can step in that role, man, and do a good job. I think Tony's part of it and some other people part of it too, and Gronk's part of it now too.
So, but Jimmy Johnson, didn't he win a championship in college and with Miami?
Facts.
And he won the Super Bowls with Dallas Cowboys, right?
Facts.
So he's one of the greatest coaches in football history, and he was pretty entertainment on Fox Sports. You know what I'm saying? So for him to retire, I guess because he just got into the Hall of Fame, was it 2 years ago or was it last year?
I want to say if not last year, 2 years ago.
Yeah. So I guess he was just working until he got into Hall of Fame. Like, all right, man, I'm done. I'm finished.
Probably so.
I'm finished.
Man.
So, but yeah, but
you know, it's funny. He made the NFL Hall of Fame before he made the Cowboys Ring of Hall of Fame, because he got in the Cowboys Ring of Hall of Fame this past year.
Yeah, because him and Jerry was
beefing.
Yeah. So is he in the College Football Hall of Fame already?
Yeah, okay. He's in 3 different Hall of Fame.
Yeah, so yeah, man. So you can't really beat that. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, man. I guess I got tears because it's gonna be. I wonder who they go replace him with, but they'll replace him. So
side note, man. At least he walked away before he got fucked up like Lee Corso.
Yeah.
That shit was sad when you hit me up. You said something wrong with him, and I said, nah, he just old, dog.
Yeah. So yeah. But yeah, shout out to him.
Hey, talking about being too old to do something, you can also be too young to do something, man. So there's a McDonald's. Is it Brooklyn? I forgot the location. I want to say it was Brooklyn, but it's a McDonald's that basically said, hey, if you are younger than 20, you cannot come in here without an ID or a parent because there's too much crime going on, and most of the crime is being conducted by young people. Rose, what you think about that?
McDonald's? Don't they have kids birthday parties at McDonald's? Well, I know they used to do it. Do they still do that?
I don't know, bro. Do they even still have the little jungle gym set at McDonald's?
I don't know. Some of them probably still do. I know Chick-fil-A does.
I think I seen one of them in like a bigger city, but I don't think none of the spots in Augusta even got a little jungle gym set no more.
I remember my mom threw. Did you come to that party on Peach Orchard Road? My mom threw my little brother a birthday party at McDonald's. Were you there?
I don't think so.
You weren't there? Oh, okay. But I remember that. But yeah, so for people to be under 20 can't come in, without their parents, then I guess.
Yeah, no, without their parents. So basically, they don't want teenagers in there.
Yeah, I don't really see a problem if they was just coming in there over and over again. Because I remember the McDonald's on Tobacco Road after the football games when I was in high school, people would flood that McDonald's, and
that was a kicking spot.
Yeah, and it would just be all kind of issues going around, all kind of troubles and things like that over there. But so I guess that's probably part of the reason why they doing it like that. But I don't really care. Don't nobody eat McDonald's no more anyway, hardly.
I'm gonna sound like an old man, bro. I ain't got no tears, man, because like, bro, I'll be telling C's, man, and MGH, man, as I get older, I'm scared of these young niggas, man. These young niggas different, bro. They ruthless, dog. Like, these young people nowadays, bro, they be doing some crazy ass shit when you look online and you be seeing the way they be crashing out, man. Like, so I understand it, bro. You gotta keep these young motherfuckers in check, bro, because like, ain't no telling what could be happening. Like, from the video, these young motherfuckers in that area be crashing the fuck out there, man, and doing a lot of stuff. People talking about they beat up a security officer.
I believe it.
Like, I used to be a security officer, man. Like, they just beat up a security officer, man. What for what? Doing his job? Telling you can't loiter here, man? Like, nah, man. So, yeah, man. Y'all motherfuckers got to keep y'all young niggas in check, man. So, if you a parent, bruh, and you got a teenager, man, y'all got to do a better job keeping them on a leash, man, because they out here terrorizing the streets, man. But talking about terrorizing people, though, yo, this is going to be crazy, man. So there was a woman, she's a hairstylist. So she did a woman's hair. After she did the woman's hair, the woman tried to run off with her hair did without paying. She chased her, grabbed her by the hair, and basically was going to make her pay. And in the end of the video, I guess she was calling her boyfriend, her brother, and he was talking shit. And then she said, I'm going to get my uncle or my daddy, so fuck that nigga. Yo, man, I got tears. What the fuck is wrong with us, man? What the fuck is wrong with niggas, man? Like you asked for a service, you got a service did, pay for the service. It's just that simple, man. Like you wanted to get your hair done by this girl. She told you how much it was before you went to the spot to get your hair did. Pay her the fucking money beforehand. And it's just sad, bro, because like this just shows you gotta get the money beforehand. Like, I know me and Juice Man be talking, man. We be talking about niggas who be tricking. Hey, man, same time, bro. Same time, man. Because, like, yeah, bro, I need the same time I give you the money, man. Because motherfuckers be trying to run off with this shit now. And this is a prime example of this girl, and her hair look good. She spent time. People don't understand when you get a skill. That's why people who can get skills get so much money. When you get a skill and you refine a skill, like, it's a reason why you supposed to get paid for that shit. Because not every motherfucker can do that shit. So the fact that she sat there, took maybe an hour, at the most 2 hours probably to do your hair, and you just thought it was okay not to pay that bitch, man, to be honest, man, she shouldn't have just dragged her back in the shop. She should have beat that bitch ass and just ran through her pockets, man. Because it's too many people that be doing shit like that, man. It's too many people out here. I be hearing stories about motherfuckers who, they have cash rides in Augusta, Rose, and I told you about this. Man, I done had people give me rides and tell me, yeah, man, I done gave someone a ride. It was supposed to be $25. They got out the car. They said, yeah, I'm going to go inside and get the money real quick, and just ran off on me.
Yeah.
So, and they told me they'd picked the dude from outside of town and took him all the way to Appleton, whatever, basically.
Oh, wow.
My bad. No, they picked him up from Appleton and took him all the way to outside of town. And it's like, yo, bro, that's a nice little drive. for you to basically one waste somebody's time, fuck with somebody that probably need that money because people is doing this stuff because they got bills to pay, man. They got responsibilities. So yeah, man, I definitely got tears, man, and I hope she got her money, man. And this is a prime example of when you see rules in places, because one motherfucker fucked up. So when you walk in her shop and you see that you gotta pay before your head even get touched, please understand it's because of motherfuckers like this. Why you see signs like that?
Yeah, I got tears for the hairdresser. I ain't got no tears for the girl, but she must have really did her hair really nice because she literally drug her by her hair back into the building, and her hair still looked good afterwards.
Yeah, look, she did her thing, bro.
So I don't know what kind of hairstyle she did on her or what she did, but it was holding. It was holding it, and it held good because afterwards they showed a picture of her before and after, but she did a good job. So I don't know what kind of maybe it was her hood maybe because it was kind of far back. So maybe she was dragging her by her hood maybe. I
It
don't
might
know.
have been.
But if she was really dragging her by her hair and it was still look like that afterwards, hey man, shout out to her, man. But just like you said, people are always trying to get over, you know what I'm saying? So that's why rules are in place and people start doing things that people don't agree with when like deposits and that sort of thing. But and it just makes it hard for other people because people want to be out here scamming and doing the most, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man, I don't know what's wrong with these hoes, man.
I don't know what's wrong with them either, man.
Man, what's wrong with these motherfuckers though, man? So there was this woman, it happened recently, Keondra McBride. She's facing charges of murder and weapon possession for the death of Yolanda Epps. There really wasn't too many details to it, but I just felt the need to just talk about it because, well, one, like when I saw the last names, I was like, man, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? Epps and McBrides go to my church. I thought that was crazy, man. I don't know neither woman personally, but I wonder if they kin to people I know personally. But secondly, man, it's just crazy, bro. Like we done talked about just this year, three motherfuckers getting killed in the CSRA?
Just three?
Like, bro,
Three this week.
Yeah, bro. It's like, yo, bro. I want to say I saw something like we on our 8th homicide this year, bro. And nigga, we just in March.
Yeah.
Like we just in March. And that don't even count last year, bro. All the times we talked about people killing people in the CSRA. Like I don't know if it's just because the media is just covering the shit way more. I just don't even remember niggas being this wild, bro.
It's been like this though.
Like this shit. I'm just saying. I just don't remember being a teenager and motherfuckers just being buck wild like this. Like motherfuckers just killing people, man. I think it's just sad, man, because you know we talked about the situation that happened to Tevin Osborne last week, and families need enclosure, man, because people be taking people's lives, man, and we don't even take in consideration that they got loved ones they leaving behind, man. Like this is a 45-year-old woman that probably had kids, potentially, nowadays in today's society could have had grandkids, and the grandkids ain't gonna really even get to really know their grandma like that. Could have had brothers and sisters. Like it's just, I think it's just crazy when we decide to do an action that's permanent. It's almost like suicide. Like when you decide to murder someone, you decide to do an action that is a permanent action for a temporary solution. Because 9 times out of 10, there's not too many things on this planet that I feel like you can justify taking someone's life. Like there's like really like a few minute things, like something of someone like touching your kids, maybe potentially someone killing one of your family members. But for the most part, in most situations, like we really shouldn't have situations where people just feel like it's okay just to end someone's life and just think that's okay. So I'm very sad to see that situation. Hopefully that we can be better and we don't have too many more situations like that. But like I said, we just getting the year started, and this is already like the 8th, 9th homicide in the CSRA already.
So man, yeah. So it was a sad situation, but anytime somebody loses their life, I don't know the ins and the outs of exactly what happened. Other than that, they were neighbors, and so it could have been an argument, it could have been a disagreement, it could have been you broke in my house, and I told you the next time I saw you, I'm gonna give you this business. It could have been anything. So, but as far as like what the details are, we'll find out later. But I don't know what's wrong with him, man. It's just a sad situation, this period, because no one knows what really happened right now. But people know what happened. Some people know what happened, but I just don't know what happened right now. So it's hard for me to just to speak on or say who was wrong or right. But anytime somebody losing their life, it's a wrong situation. You know what I'm saying? Especially when it's unnatural causes. You know what I'm saying?
For sure, man. Before we move on to our final topic, man, I'll be remiss if I didn't give both of us the opportunity to talk about, the great Gene Hackman passed away over the weekend. Him and his wife. The
And his dog.
Yeah, and dog. The circumstances of the passing is crazy, man. I just want to state the movies that I haven't seen, but I know he's won 2 Oscars for The French Connection and for Unforgiven, which I have seen. Hoosiers, I know it's a people top 5 sports movie. I haven't seen it. He played Lex Luthor in the Superman movie 3 times with the Crystal Reeves, the original Superman. Now the movies I have seen with him that I love: Enemy of the State with Will Smith. I love that movie. Ants, for those who remember the little animation movie that Pixar made, Ants. He was the general. He was the villain in the movie. And the last 2 is The Replacements with Keanu Reeves. I love that movie. And Mississippi Burning, which is actually inspired by the true story. It's actually the telling of the story of the 3 civil rights activists, 2 being white, 1 being black, who went down to Mississippi to get black people to vote. And they all got lynched and thrown in the swamp. He plays one of the FBI people who went down there to get justice for them, man. Gene Hackman, amazing actor, man. He's in that Denzel category. So, it's a crazy situation, but definitely sad.
So what we talking about next? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man. So we're going to talk about versus battles, man. So, Rose, man, what's your favorite versus battle? Well, give me at least a top 3 versus battles that you've seen or listened to, since they started them.
Yeah. Before I get into the top 3, it's like I'm mad that they stopped them. You know what I'm saying? They stopped them because of the lawsuit or whatnot against Triller or whatnot. But my top 3 would probably be Jeezy Man and Gucci. I mean, I said Jeezy Man and Gucci, but yeah, Jeezy and Gucci Man. And then a close second would be 3 6 and Bone. And my third was going to be Keith Sweat and Bobby Brown. You know what I'm saying? That was a classic to me. You know what I'm saying? But they said that, I think as far as views, they said Jeezy and Gucci had probably about 1.8, and as a close second, they said Brandy and Monica broke a lot of records too with theirs.
Yeah, man, that was a very good one.
Yeah, I didn't watch that one, but yeah, they said they broke a lot of records with that one. So, but what's your top 3?
Man, so Jeezy, Gucci, that's number 1, man. Just because of the simple fact, man, those are 2 people I grew up listening to. I've always been a Jeezy fan. They did it in Magic City, so that made it more special. And the way people forget, the way Gucci started the battle, he played like 3 straight 4 diss songs, back to back to back. And Jeezy was just sitting there cool, calm, and collected. And to this day, I tell people, Jeezy didn't even empty the clip on that nigga. Like, he didn't even go as bad as he could have went on that nigga, man. So that battle was just raw. But if you're from Georgia, man, why would you not love that battle, bro? Because even if you're not a fan of either one, if you're from Georgia, you've heard enough of both of their music. Next one, Bow Wow and Soulja. Just for the simple Soulja Boy. Just for the simple fact of me being the age I am, like I'm 33, Bow Wow and Soulja is basically my age. Like we basically all the same age. And I just remember listening to Bow Wow when I was coming up. When I was in high school, remember Soulja Boy became popular. He was actually one of the first people to figure out, hey man, I could post something on YouTube and it can go viral and it can make this stuff. And so when they was playing all their music, literally all their music, like there wasn't a single song that they played that I haven't heard because I grew up listening to both of them. And then the fact they brought out Soulja Boy brought out Little Romeo, so that was dope because it was like I grew up listening to him, and it was just kind of cool just seeing my generation on stage. It was cool just seeing both of them just on stage, and then at the end of the battle, they just kind of made amends and just said, "Hey, man, you know this is bigger than music or whatever." So yeah, that was very dope. But definitely, you know, like I said, I'll probably have number two. Like I said, number one be the Jeezy Gucci Man battle. That Isley Brothers Earth, Wind and Fire battle. It was the first battle where they got a host because Steve Harvey was the host, and he made jokes all night. Even though some of the jokes he could have kept to himself, because he kept telling the same little story about I used to have to ride a bike and you know go get the little vinyl record and you know I didn't even know if it was at the store. Like he could have kept some of that shit himself, but it was so dope because the Isley brothers been making music. Like we forget, especially my generation, because you know they was making music with R. Kelly and they was making music now. We forget how long they've been making music. So like to hear what was it, the twist? Like they play I think the twist or something as one of their songs. And to hear that, and for me who watch a lot of historical black movies, be like, yo, they made that song? Like that's one of the songs. Like, bro, every time like when I hear that song in a black movie, it's black and white. Like they did that.
Yeah.
You know, so you went from vinyl to cassette to CD to Ron Isley made it. They dropped some music what 2-3 years ago. So they in the streaming era too.
Yeah.
So like when we talked about top 5 greatest artists all time, we could have any one of us could have easily said the Isley brothers because they deserve to be in that kind of conversation.
And I was gonna say them, but it was more they're more of a group, so that's why I didn't put them in it.
Fair enough.
So, but they was I put them in one of my as far as musical catalogs or whatnot.
No, cause they amazing, bro. And then Earth, Wind and Fire, even though they don't have the longevity that the Isley brothers have, man, their music is just yo. You can just play a lot of their music today. They got a lot of that cookout music. That music we throwing the cookout in the backyard, we grilling, we chilling, we got some brewskis, and we just chilling with our people. And you could play literally 10, 15 Earth, Wind, and Fire songs, man, from Shining Star to September, man. And people are going to be jamming, people are going to be grooving, people are going to be feeling it, man. One of my favorite songs is Let's Groove, man. Like, I love that fucking song, man. So, like, and it was the first versus battle where they said, fuck 20. They went 25 deep. Both of them went 25 deep. You know, they was actually Ron Isley was singing some of his songs. He was like people was making memes, you know, calling him you know, Daddy Zaddy or whatever, because he was dressed up, you know, to the nines and everything, even though he was like I think 80 at the time, you know, or 79, 78 at the time. He was dressed to the nines looking like he was like 60 something. His brother, there's the guitarist, I don't know his name, but his brother did a solo on the guitar, and when I tell you the solo he hit on that guitar, like for people like C's who like that kind of stuff, I'm not a big person of I just want to hear a guitar solo, but when you hear a good guitar solo, it is dope.
Yeah, I like to hear all kind of instruments. So anytime somebody knows how to play an instrument really well, because I was in a band for a little while. I wasn't that good of an instrument player, but I definitely was in it. Yeah,
you participated.
Yeah.
You know, but he did a good job, man, for sure. So yeah, now definitely I'd have to have that battle as as up there, man, because you got 2 all-time groups, man. So it was an amazing battle, man. And you hit on why they stopped. I wish they didn't stop. But what give me like 2, maybe 3 if you can think of it, versus battles that you would like to see. Like if they was to say, hey, we're gonna start back up, fans, y'all give us some dream matchups.
Probably, I would say, maybe Juvenile and Mystical or something like that.
Okay, that's a good one. Didn't we do that battle? We did that battle, person. Okay, yeah, we did that one.
And just like I would like to see like No Limit against Cash Money, something like that.
That's different. That's different.
And I don't know. I can't think of nothing else off the top of my head right now, but there's plenty of them out there. I just can't think of no other ones right now that I would want to see, really want to see though.
Yeah, man. I know when I talked to C's, man, and this was like a year or two ago, if we can just take people that's not alive and let people from their states battle, like I think a Michael Jackson Prince battle would be awesome, man. But like going just with people that's alive, I mean, I like to see a battle of the South, man. Like T.I. and Lil Wayne. I like to see them go at it, man. Cause they both pretty much in that same era of music. They both have basically had long careers. And, you know, Lil Wayne has been looked at as the king of the South, but you know, Tip had the crown, you know, the actual title. So to me,
self-given.
Self-given. But I think it would be a great battle, man, because like, man, we forget some of the hits like T.I. got, man. I was listening to 24s the other day, man.
Mm.
And that shit in 2025, 24 still bang. That shit, like T.I. was making music that you was dreaming like, bro, if I get a car and I put some stereos in my car, I'm gonna play this song, bro. So they both got music that's really up there, man. I would love to see Kanye versus probably like Jay-Z.
Okay.
You know, because you know, people forget Kanye started off making beats for Jay-Z. And you know, at one point in time, there was a lot of people that were saying Kanye was better than Jay-Z. They both got good catalogs. Kanye to me is one of the greatest rappers of all time. And then I probably would close it off with two groups. I would love to see Outkast, who I think is the greatest rap group of all time. Like, you know, and I don't even think it's close. And only because some of these other groups have already performed, like UGK, which I think UGK has an argument to be in that top 5 rap groups all time. I would pick Tribe because they haven't performed. And I think Tribe's style is very similar to Outkast in terms of the lyricism. They don't have the hit songs necessarily, but I think the quality of music is there. And those would be the 3 battles that I definitely would like be gung-ho to like really, really see. But you know what's ironic about that though, that I just, you know, said that? We actually did that battle, man. So,
yeah, I know. Yeah.
Are there any battles that we did that you would like to share?
Probably the one we did Gucci Mane and Jeezy battle. That was a good one. And because when Jeezy and Gucci Mane performed live, when they did theirs, Jeezy won. But when me and you did it, Gucci won.
Yeah,
because of the songs that I played.
Yeah, song selection is key. So, hey, shout out real quick, man. You know, our girl Moan said, man, she would love to see a MJG and 8 Ball versus Trick battle.
Okay. D said that. Yeah. That would be a good one. That would be a good one. I like that one. Yeah, I like that one. Trick does need to do one because he got the hits.
Yeah, for sure. Trick got to get one, man.
Yeah, he does that. Yeah, you forget about Trick Daddy because he done blew up and started cooking and started not even looking like himself. He looked like 2 Trick Daddies put together.
Fucked up. What Diddy said I was fucked up then. I'm fucked up now.
Yeah. So, but
nigga.
Mm-hmm, but I guess my favorite one that was a good one because that was a good time of the year. But for me,
we got them checks, nigga.
Yeah, for me.
Hey, thank you, Kim.
Yeah. But my favorite one was probably Devin Dude and Scarface. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Oh, okay. Or Diddy said Rick Ross and CeeLo. Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So 2 fat niggas. Cool.
Yeah. He can call him fat because he's probably bigger than both of them.
Yeah, for sure. Rick Ross lost a little bit of weight.
Yeah. Yeah. So, but I think those are the. That was a good one though. Devin and Scarface. That was a really fun one. So
yeah, that was a class one, man. I like the battles where both artists that are being used have a song with each other,
Mm.
and you can find a way to fit that in. So I love that battle. That battle has sentimental value for me because Devin the Dude, you put us on. Like to me, I love when we do our battles because I love being put onto songs, and I feel like you put us onto a lot of Devin the Dude music that a lot of us didn't know about. You know.
Another one when we went to for your birthday party, we went to Atlanta and
Oh, the Future versus
it was
Ludacris versus Earth Gang versus who did C's have? He had
young Nudie or
yeah,
something.
Young Nudie. Yeah. That was a weird one.
Yeah, so we
Because
put all
it was the
together.
battle of the Atlanteans.
And T.I. was supposed to be there too.
Yeah, T.I. was supposed to be there, but he didn't show up.
Yeah, so that was really fun though. It was just fun.
Yeah, for sure that was fun, man. Number one for me probably would be the battle between me and TTK when we did the Lupe and Big Sean battle. Because, but those are both artists I really fuck with their music. I like their music a lot. Lupe is one of my favorite artists of all time. And plus the way we ended the battle I thought was dope. Probably another battle that I really, really fucked with that Jeezy Gucci Man when you named, like I fucked with that one a lot, but the Gerald Levert, I think we did Gerald Levert and Keith Sweat.
Yeah.
I fucked with that one a lot too because I'm a big R&B fan, and you're such a. I don't really know too many people that are bigger fans of Keith Sweat than you are, and except for probably my mom. So like you did a great job playing Keith Sweat music, and I've always been a big Gerald Levert fan, so me playing his music was very, very dope. And then probably like the last battle that I would definitely say like I really, really fucked with that I really enjoyed that we did, it would probably be, well, first of all, I want to say all the battles you and me do is always good. But we did a Usher and Chris Brown battle that was like last minute. And I thought that battle was amazing, man. Like we pretty much played a lot of the hit songs and it was very good, man. So for sure. Hopefully we have some more versus battles in the future. We get back to it. We just did one the other day. What was the versus battle we did, Rose?
It was, what was it? It was
it was Joyner versus Travis Scott.
Yeah.
Travis Scott.
Yeah.
And I had a good time doing that, man. Because I heard some Travis Scott songs I didn't hear. But also I kept telling you the whole time, I knew Travis Scott was going, I knew he was going to get to that second half and Travis was going to drop some dope music. You kind of do listen to Joyner, so I play a lot of Joyner songs you heard, and there was some Joyner songs you haven't heard, and you was telling me, man, why you cut it off, man, that song was riding, man. So I always love the fact that we enjoy the versus battles, man. So do you have any final thoughts, Rose?
Nah, no final thoughts today.
Man, so we didn't talk about the Academy, man, but I just wanted to say real quick, hey, shout out to Ken Page, man. He passed away. The Academy didn't acknowledge him. He played Oogie Boogie in The Nightmare Before Christmas, and he was the original Lion on Broadway in The Wiz Show. Shout out to Paul Tazwell. He was actually the costume designer for Wicked. He became the first African American, the first Black person to win an Oscar for that category. And shout out to Tony Todd. He was the voice of Darkseid in all the DC animated movies. He was the voice of the Fallen for Transformers. But like in the hood, and this is the real reason I feel like I gotta shout him out. Like a lot of times in the Black community, we got legends in our community. Tony Todd is a legend in our community from the Final Destination movies he did, from the fact that he was a security guard for Morgan Freeman and Lean on Me, from the fact that he narrated Tales from the Hood 3, which is already like the whole Tales from the Hood series is big in the Black community. And lastly, he was Candyman in all the Candyman movies. Like the fact that the Academy didn't acknowledge him in the memorial when when they was showing people that passed away, that's a travesty, man, because maybe he's not big in that community, but you ask Black people, Tony Todd was a legend in our community, man. So, in the words of Airbnb Rakim, peace.
Yeah, man, y'all can catch up the next light, man. We in traffic, and I'm back quiet. Mr. DJ Rose, Vert Keezy, and C's, welcome you to the No More Black Tears podcast.
Black tears that's heaven sent. Barack the first black president. I love my black skin. I love walking in black excellence. Black power, let's represent. All black, that's evident. For sure MLK and Malcolm X both didn't die for the hell of it. Strap your seatbelt, go and sell our land. What makes you think that we would sell our land? We wouldn't sell our land. What makes you think that we would go ahead and try to sell out then? No more black tears, black on black kids. Love us as is, love with passion. Paying black bills, learning black skills, making black meals. Black is backing. Big shout out to Fred Hampton. I'm black and proud like I'm James Brown, but I ain't doing no acting. My people here from the motherland. This podcast now active.